Hello, my name is Rebecca from Amach Community Garden, and today I want to show you about how to make a wormery. So why would you want to build a wormery? The reasons why you'd want to build a wormery is because building a wormery gives you lots of really great nutritious compost to grow your vegetables and flowers and fruit in. But it also gets rid of all your food waste, so it's great. It's a win-win situation, and you can make it from things that you have just lying around. Okay, so this is my wormery right here, and I have made it out of a plastic tub. So the first thing you need to do is you would drill some holes in the bottom of your plastic tub. Be really careful when you're doing this. Again, this is an adult only exercise. The next thing you need to do when you're building your wormery is to fill your wormery a little bit with some dead leaves and some papers. So you just have a rummage around and you'll find lots of little bits of brown leaves around outside. And these make a really nice little bed for your worms to start to live in, because they're nice and thin and the worms can snuggle up in there and make their little baby worms. So once you've got your holes drilled in your box, you can start to fill it with food scraps from your kitchen. So the kind of things you can put in are things like kitchen roll is fine, banana skins, coffee grounds, there's another leaf, vegetable waste, potato peelings, anything like that. Anything that is not cooked. It's really important that it's not cooked, because if you put cooked food into your wormery, you'll attract things like rats and mice, and that wouldn't be a good idea. So raw food, raw fruit and vegetables, no meat. You can put in eggshells, but I wouldn't really recommend it because, again, it is kind of like a meat byproduct. So mainly fruit and vegetables. So once you've got your little bed for your worms, we'll just have a look here. So these are the little baby worms here. You can see them, and they are little tiger worms, and you can get them in fishing shops, and you can buy them online, and somebody will ship you out a little package of them. And these I got from a friend of mine, so I just went down to her compost bin and took a lunch box and gathered some of her worms. They're really quite strong. I can feel them wriggling around here, really tough. And at the moment there's actually loads of worms, so if anyone lives nearby me, you can just let me know and I can give you a lunch box full of worms. So those guys are in there working away. They'll get really nice and big and they'll look more like your regular earthworms that you see. And so the idea with the compost is that you have you put it in sections and you allow the worms to move around. So we'll put in our vegetable peels and that's it. And then you just cover it up nicely with a bit of cardboard, just so that kind of keeps it insulated for at night time when it's a bit frosty. Cover up the lid. It's really important that you have something that has a sealable lid, and then also, forgot to mention, you must put it up on the bricks. Put it on here, and that allows the air to circulate. So once you've had your wormery for maybe like 4 or 6 weeks, you'll start to notice that actually the worms have started making compost. And the way they do that is they chew up the food, they put it through their body, and out the other side comes compost, and you can use that in your garden. So if we look down here, this top layer we've got all our fruit and vegetables, and then down here, I'm just going to be very careful because I don't want to hurt my little wormy friends. In under here, as further we go down, the browner it gets. Now it's very wet at the moment. It's a bit sweaty in here because we've had really hot weather, but right down at the bottom right down at the bottom, we've got some really great compost. These are the bigger worms, look. So these are, they don't look that dissimilar to your ordinary earthworm. They've got like a few more lines. They're definitely more lively and wrigglier. And here you've got the beginnings of your compost. So a couple of weeks ago that was some apples and some onions and some potato peelings, and now it is turning into compost. So after a while you can start to remove that. This wormery needs to have more dry stuff in there. So what you can do is you can add more paper to it to keep it nice and dry. You don't want it to be too wet, or you don't want it to be too dry. So if it's too dry, then you just need to spray it with a little bit of water, or just sprinkle a bit of water out of a watering can in there. And if it's too wet, like my one, you can just add a bit of paper in there, or a bit more leaves and things like that. And you have happy worms. Now at the bottom here you can see, this is the worm juice. You can take that out and pour it in. Whoa. This is just a temporary situation. So you've got nice worm sludge here, which is excellent for fertilizing your garden and fertilizing your plants. So you can water that down and feed it to your plants in the watering can. There you go. Simple. Enjoy. Bye.